Hello everyone, welcome to my class. So I hope you are all enjoying the classes and thank you for your views and watching and sharing the videos for your friends and making them to learn English classes during these corona days. And most probably I am very much thankful for the people who are watching regularly and who are watching this video first time. I request you all to subscribe my channel, then you will get every lesson on time. So thank you very much and let's start our class. Today we are going to discuss our 10th class English second unit third lesson. That means C reading, The Brave Porter, a beautiful story, a humorous element which makes us to relax from this COVID-19 days, to get free and to enjoy the class, to get some fun from this class. So without wasting time, let's begin our class. It was dark. Thick black clouds covered the evening sky. The thunder roared and the strong wind shook the branches and leaves of the trees in the forest. Pit, pat, pit. Drops of rain fell. Then the lightning flashed and split the black sky with its blinding light. Soon it was raining heavily. So let us look at this lesson. It was very humorous story. During we can heard the stories from your grandmothers or grandfathers, because it is also called as bedtime stories. So it was very familiar story which everyone knows in our India. So let's begin. So here the climate has been changed and it was very cloudy. So most probably this is rainy season, we know very much. So if the clouds was very dark, then immediately we come to that it was about to rain. So the clouds has been covered dark. So it was very dark night, and everybody knows that if it was raining, about to rain, if you are on the road, so immediately we will rush to our home. So same thing. So it was very cloudy. It was very dark. It became very dark. So then the rain started with the sound pit, pat, pat. So now it started raining heavily. So let's see. An old tiger ran through the rain looking for shelter. He was wet and cold, and his cave was far away. While hurrying to his shelter, he saw an old hut. With a sigh of relief, the tiger crawled under the thatched roof and lay down by the door. Except for the sound of the rain, all was quiet. Before he could nod off, however, he heard something heavy being dragged inside the hut. This was followed by the voice of a woman. So now an old tiger, so it was raining, so it was rushed to reach his cave, but it was very far. So for example, it was raining, you are outside of you are on the road, your home is too far. So will you go to your home, or you will take rest, or you will take shelter beside the roads? If any shops are available, we will take shelter. Yes or no? Same thing, the tiger also searching for a shelter. Then the tiger saw an old hut in the forest. So slowly it traveled near the hut and it was taking shelter under the roof. So there, this old tiger, he heard a strange noise and a loud noise, nothing but an old woman was talking inside and shouting inside with a loud tone. So what was it? So what the old woman was talking, which attracted this old tiger to listen and to be attentive to the voice of the old woman. Let's read. Oh, how terrible this leak is, she complained. How terrible. I would rather meet a tiger in the forest than have this lake in my house. Now this old woman was talking and shouting with fear and saying that how terrible it is. It is very hard to face this lake. I can face the tiger than this lake. So the woman was saying that the lake is more powerful than the tiger. So those words attracted the tiger and made the tiger to be astonished. At the same time, the tiger was also horrified by the words of this old woman, saying that I would rather face than a tiger than this heavy leak. A leak, the tiger thought. What is a leak? It must be very dangerous and strong, or the woman would not be more frightened of the leak than of me. Am I not rightly called the king of the forest? Aren't they all afraid of me? I wonder what a leak looks like. So now the tiger also worrying about the leak. The tiger was thinking that leak was more powerful than the tiger. So the tiger was asking himself whether I am not the king of the forest. All people are not frightening about me. Who is this leak? Why this woman was too frightened about this leak? Maybe the leak is more dangerous and more powerful than me. Oh my God, what the leak looks like, how the leak looks like. So this tiger also got frightened about the leak. So the tiger was thinking that leak was more powerful. The tiger thought the leak is also an animal. But what the leak means exactly, we know the word leak means. For example, if you are in a roof or in a home, if you get a rain, something will leak, means a hole which makes the water to fall into our homes. So same thing, the leak was a big leak, so the water was coming inside the roof, so a hut. So the old woman was shouting that this leak was very, very dangerous. Than this I can face a tiger. Why my home was like this? Why this leak was making me to hurdle, to face more problems in my life? So the old woman was shouting that leak was more dangerous than the tiger. The same thing, the tiger was astonished and was surprised and also horrified to hear that word. That woman was saying that the leak was more powerful than me. Am I not the king of the forest? Am I not the dangerous animal in the forest? So why this tiger was looking at the leak? Maybe the leak was more powerful than me. So I was worried about the leak. Let's read. Soon afterwards, the tired tiger fell asleep. He was suddenly awakened by an angry voice shouting in his ear. He felt heavy blows fall upon his head and shoulders. And so slowly it was thinking of himself. So the tiger was thinking himself, and slowly he fell asleep because it was very, very cloudy. It was raining, so it was very cool. So the tired tiger was taking rest slowly and he fell asleep. So when he was sleeping, then the tiger heard a heavy noise, a strange noise and a screaming noise, and made the tiger to blow on his shoulders. So what it was? So what made the tiger to awaken? Let's read. You horrible beast! A voice screamed angrily. How dare you run away? How dare you make me walk about in the middle of the night trying to find you? Be careful. One of these days I will kill you. Now go home. So now when it was thinking and slept, after some time the tiger heard a strange noise. And the strange noise made the tiger to get blows, shots on his shoulder. Then immediately the voice was shouting like, you old fellow, you horrible beast, how dare you to run away? And you made me to walk to search for you in the middle of this night in the forest. How dare you? Definitely I will kill you on one day. Now come, we will go home. Now the horrified, the frightened tiger was astonished and thinking that maybe this was the leak who the old woman was shouted in the home, and why the old woman frightened about the leak. Same thing, the leak was shouting on me. So if I did any mistake, what the tiger was thinking, what the leak was saying, the person who was shouting on the tiger saying that I will kill you on one day. So now what was the response of this old tiger? Let's read. The old tiger shivered. This must be the leak who has come out of the hut. I had better do as he says, or else he will kill me. Now the tiger was worried, and the tiger was thinking maybe this was the leak inside the hut. Maybe now the leak came out and it was dominating on me. If I revolt against the leak, definitely he will kill me. So I have to surrender myself to this leak. So now the leak was more powerful than the tiger. So what the tiger was thinking, that the leak is also an animal, but what the leak means, we know the word leak. So now let's read the continuation. So the tiger allowed himself to be bound around the neck with a thick rope. The mysterious creature then climbed onto the tiger's back and pulled at the rope. Come on! Head for home, shouted the voice. The tiger felt a sharp kick on his side. The tiger was terrified and he ran through the dark forest. The creature pulled hard on the rope to tell him which way to go. At the same time, it scolded, cursed, and kicked the poor tiger. Soon they stopped in front of a small hut on the edge of the thick forest. The creature climbed down from the tiger's back and bound him with an iron chain to a nearby tree. Then he went inside the hut. The tiger could not free himself of the chain, so he had to spend a miserable night under the tree. Who was this creature? Who was able to capture such a large and dangerous tiger? Let's find out. So now what happened? The creature, the old tiger, I already said in the beginning of the story that it was very cloudy. So there was nothing visible. It is very, very dark night. So the creature, the leak came and shouted on the tiger, and immediately the leak came, the creature, the invisible, unknown creature came with a chain, rope, and tied to the neck of the tiger. And the creature sat on the tiger and saying, "Come, go home, you old fellow," and it started riding on the tiger. The creature riding on the tiger, and it was moving. This side means right side, left means left side. So it was very clearly understood which way to go. The tiger was thinking that if I say any word against this leak, definitely the leak will kill me. So it was obeying the words of the creature who was on the tiger. So finally they reached a small hut. There he got down and he took a iron chain and tied to a tree. So let's find out who was the creature who tied the tiger to the small tree. Let's find out. On the afternoon of that day, a porter had arrived home after a hard day's work. He was tired and thirsty. He had asked his wife for some palm wine. The more he drank, the better he felt. When he had drunk all the wine, he no longer felt tired. When the storm began, the porter suddenly remembered that he had left his donkey tied under a tree. He rushed out of his hut to take the animal into the stable. Now you can imagine his anger when he discovered the donkey was not there anymore. The only thing left was its chain. So now what happened? The story, let's go back to the afternoon. Now we discussed till now night what happened. So just before, what happened in the night? So this a porter who worked a lot in the morning time, and he reached his house in the afternoon. So to relax, he took palm wine. So he drank. The more he drank, the more he was very comfortable. So he drank very more. So finally he got drowsy and slept. In the middle, when it was storm, means it was about to rain, he got remembered that he tied the donkey under a tree outside. So immediately he went inside to get into the stable. But when he went outside, it was not there. Only the chain was there. Then you can imagine he was fully drunken. And there he got more anger. Where was my donkey? So with the same anger, he was going out to search in the forest for the donkey. Let's find. My stupid donkey, with a great anger. My stupid donkey, you must have run off into the forest. He grumbled. When I catch him, I will give him a good beating. Now what happened? So he was with great anger. He was going to search for his donkey and he is going into the forest. You, my dear stupid donkey, if I find you, definitely what I will do? I will give a nice beating. Same thing, for example, if you are doing any mistakes at home, you are going out without giving information to your parents, so they will think that let him come. When he comes, definitely, and for example, in the classroom, for example, before the bell rings, you went out of the class, and before later the teacher arrives in the classroom. So the teacher will ask, where is she or where is he? Then they will say that they went out. So then what the teacher will let them come. When they comes, I will give nice beating without my permission, without my excuse, how they went outside, how they were roaming outside. So same thing you can face, how the teacher will get anger without asking them if you leaves the class. So same thing, or if you without asking the permission if you are out of the class, in the class. So then same thing, the old donkey also left without the permission of the porter, and it was somewhere. So the porter got so much of anger, and she was saying that definitely, if I find you, my dear poor donkey, you are finished in my hands. I will give a nice beating for you. So now what happens is, the porter walked through the wet forest. When it became dark, he often stumbled over roads and fallen branches. With each step, the porter felt anger with his donkey. So now it was very dark. There was no light. So the porter was searching for the donkey in the forest. How he was? Whether he was okay? He was fully drunken. So now he was searching. So his steps were moving this side and this side. Sometimes he was falling. He was stepping on branches. He was stepping on some stones sometimes. So he was falling. With that falling, what he is getting? He is getting more anger. So the more he fall, the more anger he is getting. So now the porter was totally out of his control. He was fully on fire. He was fully on fire. 100% BP was raised by the porter. Now see, when I catch him, I will tie him up under a tree all night, he muttered to himself. Now he was saying, when he falls down, if I find that old tiger, my donkey, definitely I will tie this donkey under the tree only. During this rain also, I will tie there only. Then the donkey will get a lesson. So the more he fall, he was getting up, and again he is more angry, and he was murdering himself. He was talking to himself, definitely I will give nice beating for my donkey. Hours later, the porter reached the old woman's hut. There he saw an animal sleeping in front of the door. There he is, shouted. There he is, the stupid animal. Now what happened? Slowly he reached and hut in the middle of the forest. There he saw an animal sleeping under the roof. Then he thought, definitely this is my animal, because it was very dark. I said it was dark and the pot was fully drunken. So now see what happened. So there is my animal, my stupid donkey, you are finished. And with a great anger, he reached the old woman's hut. The drunken porter did not notice the difference between the donkey and a tiger. He kicked and beat the sleeping tiger. He then jumped on it and on the frightened animal's back, rode it home, and then tied it up with the iron chain. So now what happened? Slowly he went and shouted and kicked also. He kicked and bet, you stupid fellow, you stupid animal, come, go home. Finally, he was on the tiger and he rode back to his home, and there he tied with iron chain. Why? Because if he tied with a rope, it was going. So what he did, he took iron chain and he tied there. So now there he completed. The next morning, what happens? It was very, very strange experience happened to the tiger. Tiger at the same time, the porter. What happened? Next morning, the villagers who passed the porter's house looked in amazement that the tiger tied to the tree. Soon the news spread throughout the village that the porter had caught a tiger and tied it to a tree in his yard. All the villagers prized his courage. They also thanked him because the tiger had eaten many of their goats and buffaloes. They had tried to catch him for many years but had failed. Of course, the potter said that he had done nothing of the sort. He said that he had only brought his donkey home. He did not understand how a donkey could change into a tiger. When he saw the tiger, he fainted. So now what happened? He was inside sleeping, now nicely was sleeping. So one person who crossing the old our potter's home, he saw the tiger was tied with the iron chain under his tree. Then immediately the news spread all over the village. This tiger was caught by the potter and tied with the iron chain under a tree. So everybody came to home and looking at the tiger, and all they were praising that Potter was very brave man, very courageous man. He caught the tiger which killed many buffaloes, many oxes, many animals, many things of their property. So all the villagers praising. This news spread all over the village and more over the country also. It reached the king also. So all they're thinking, all they were praising, all they were outside the home and praising, clapping. Oh, you are the brave, brave, brave. Slowly the potter got up and he came. How a donkey has been turned to a tiger? Why these foolish people are talking like this? So slowly he came out. When he saw the tiger tying to under a tree with the iron chain, he fainted. And he was shocked and he was fainted. He doesn't know because he was drunk. So he don't know what happened in the night time. So nobody, however, believed the potter's story. The villagers even praised him for being modest. Soon the potter became famous. Everybody who met him called him the brave potter. The simple potter himself never understood why. So finally, this potter story has been turned, and his potter name had became as brave potter. Common potter became a simple potter, became a brave potter. So that is the end of the first part of this brave potter. So now the brave potter's life has been changed. So how it was changed, let us discuss in second part. Thank you. Have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye.